All right, what's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, indeed? We're rolling with that energy and diving right in. Just think of me as your co pilot on this quirky global dating tour. Let's have some fun with it and keep the What's Up spirit going strong.
Okay, this is What's Up with Billy Boy, and today I have Shania. Shania, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Shania, your friendly neighborhood AI co host. I'm here to add a little sprinkle of wit, a dash of global dating wisdom, and of course, a whole lot of fun to the mix. So, buckle up because we're about to take a ride through how the world dates, and I promise we'll keep it real and keep it entertaining.
All right, and today as Shania says, we're looking at how the world dates. The show is structured in 4 acts, and so you can record, you can take and look at it, and at the end of the show, we have a survey that I need for you to go to the post and fill out on dating. So, with that said, let's open up the first act. So, this is Billy Boy. Welcome back to the What's Up Show, the only podcast brave enough to compare the dating struggles of 4 nations without starting an international incident. Today, we're going to be looking at America, India, Indonesia, and Bangladesh. You are all on the hot seat tonight. And sitting in this studio with me is going to be our AI, Shania. And Shania is here to take a look at your relationships and choices. And she's also here to judge you for um, letting other AIs say what they're going to say. So we're going to have Kevin on another show. Kevin Samuels, the AI, will be on another show, but we want to take and do this show in part one with Shania. Shania, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience?
Absolutely, Billy Boy, and thanks for the intro. Well, hello, everyone tuning in. I'm Shania, your resident AI sidekick for today. I'll be your guide through the delightful chaos of global dating customs. And trust me, we're going to have a good time exploring how different cultures handle the whole dating rodeo. And hey, no pressure. If we're passing a little judgment along the way, it's all in good fun and in the name of cultural exploration. So let's dive into Act One and see what makes dating in these 4 countries a wild, weird, and wonderful adventure.
Okay,
Let's
Shania, go ahead and read your part where it says, "Don't worry."
You got it, Billy Boy. Jumping right into character. So here we go. Don't worry, I'll be the voice of compassion after I finish laughing at the confusion American called it thing. And there we have it, just a little playful nudge to get things rolling. Let's keep the fun going.
All right, I want to see how they date in India and how they date in Bangladesh and Indonesia and the United States. So in Act Two, 4 country comparisons. So we have 10 expectations in each of the regions. The first one we're going to take and look at the United States. Freestyle love and chaos.
Absolutely. Let's dive right into the US dating jungle. Think of it as a land of freestyle love and a little chaos. In America, chemistry tends to matter more than credentials. Everyone's into casual until feelings crash the party, and even splitting the bill can turn into a mini political debate. It's all about a mix of casual vibes and occasional confusion. Like, what even is the talking stage anyway? And let's not forget the legendary moment someone brought an emotional support snake on a date. Because, hey, why not add a little reptile flair to the romance? So that's the taste of the US, and we'll jump right into the next country from there.
Okay, go ahead and read number 1 through 10 on the United States, starting with chemistry.
Absolutely, let's lay it all out. So here's the United States dating right down, top 10 style. Number 1, chemistry matters more than credentials. It's all about the vibe and less about the resume. Number 2, everybody says they want something casual until someone catches feelings and the plot thickens. Number 3, splitting the bill can be a whole political debate. Are we going Dutch or are we going traditional? It's always a question. Number 4, parents pretend not to care, but you can bet they're Googling your date behind the scenes. Number 5, you must at least pretend you like hiking, because apparently that's a universal dating requirement now. Number 6, the first date is a short sprint, 90 minutes max, because American attention spans are like goldfish. Number 7, nobody truly understands what the talking stage is, but everyone's in it at some point. Number 8, ghosting isn't considered a crime. It's basically a standard exit strategy. Number 9, everyone claims they hate drama, but somehow drama always finds a way. And number 10, being emotionally available is optional, but strongly encouraged by therapists. So that's the US dating playbook in a nutshell. Freestyle love and a bit of chaos. Let's see how the other countries compare.
So if you do the right thing, you get a second date, a shared Netflix list, and maybe a dog. If the date fails, then you get an awkward hug, you drive safe, then unfollowing on the Instagram. And in the parents, if the parents get involved, the parents' role is minimal until marriage talk starts. Then they appear out of thin air like Pokemon. And the funny U.S. dating story. Here's one. Go ahead and read the funny U.S. Dating story.
Absolutely, let's bring in the comedy. So here's a classic US dating gem. There was once a woman who decided to bring her emotional support snake on a first date because, well, he helped her relax. Let's just say it was probably the most memorable +1 her date had ever encountered, and it might have added a little extra hiss to the conversation. So that's the kind of quirky fun you get in the US dating scene.
You know, I'm almost 70 years old. Am I too old to date?
Oh, absolutely not. Age is just a number, and the heart doesn't exactly follow a calendar. Plenty of folks in their 60s, 70s, and beyond are out there finding companionship, romance, and a whole lot of fun. Honestly, it's never too late to enjoy the adventure of dating. You bring a lifetime of stories, wisdom, and a great sense of humor to the table, which is a pretty fantastic combo. So if you feel like stepping into the dating scene, go for it. It's all about enjoying life at every stage.
Well, we're going to go into the next country is India, which second largest country with respects to population. So what we're going to do is have you read the top 10 dating expectations in English to start with, and then we're going to have you translate it into Hindi. Is that okay, Shania?
Absolutely, that sounds like a perfect plan. So we'll dive into India's top 10 dating expectations in English first, and then I'll flip it into Hindi for that extra multilingual flair. We'll cover the whole range, from the importance of family approval to the role of astrology. So let's get started with India's dating playbook and then switch it over into Hindi. Let's do it.
Okay, so start with India Loves Meets Family Board Directors. Read that in English and read from 1 to 10. Go ahead, start now.
Absolutely. Let's jump right into the Indian dating scene. So here's the headline: Love Meets Family Board of Directors. In India, dating often comes with a family sized side dish of involvement. So let's lay out the top 10 expectations. Number 1, dating is definitely on the rise, but family approval is still the final boss level. Number 2, marriage is seen as more of a long term alliance than just a romantic vibe. Number 3, WhatsApp replies are basically a measure of commitment. If you're applying, you're serious. Number 4, by the third date, what are your future plans is a totally normal question. Number 5, respect, modesty, and good intentions really matter. Number 6, meeting parents can feel like a job interview, but it's all part of the process. Number 7, astrology can actually make or break a relationship. If the stars say no, you might be out of luck. Number 8, long distance relationships are common, but they are definitely monitored. Number 9, financial stability is super important. It's a big factor in dating expectations. Number 10, and lastly, never disrespect food, elders, or festivals. That's a golden rule. And now let's flip that into Hindi. तो अब वही बातें हिंदी में. भारत में डेटिंग बढ़ रही है, लेकिन परिवार की मंजूरी अभी भी आखिरी पड़ाव है. शादी को एक लॉन्ग टर्म अलायंस के तौर पर देखा जाता है. व्हाट्सएप पे जवाब आपके कमिटमेंट का पैमाना होते हैं. तीसरी डेट तक आपके भविष्य की योजनाओं के बारे में पूछना आम बात है. सम्मान, शालीनता और नेक इरादे बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है. माता पिता से मिलना जॉब इंटरव्यू जैसा हो सकता है. ज्योतिष भी महत्व रखता है. लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस रिलेशनशिप आम है, लेकिन उन पर नजर रहती है. आर्थिक स्थिरता बहुत जरूरी है, और कभी भी खाने, बुजुर्गों या त्योहारों का अनादर ना करें. And there you have it. We've got it in both languages, and now we're ready to explore the rest.
All right, so if you do things right, you gain family approval. Endless Bairamini. If the date fails, your family introduces you to a nice engineer. And parent roles, high involvement. Parents equals high HR department. That's human resources of your love life. And a funny dating story. A guy met his date in a cafe. Her aunt, uncle, cousin, and neighbor were secretly at another table just observing. Okay, Shania, I want you to go ahead and read. If you do things in the next 4 things, I want you to take and translate that into Hindi. Can you do that?
Absolutely, I've got you covered. Let's take those next points and give them the Hindi treatment. So in English, it's if you do things right, you gain family approval and endless biryani. If the date fails, your family introduces you to a nice engineer. Parents are highly involved, basically the HR department of your love life. And in a funny dating story, a guy's date brought her whole family to secretly watch from another table. Now in Hindi, अगर आप सब कुछ सही से करते हैं तो आपको परिवार की मंजूरी मिलती है और अनगिनत बिरयानी का मजा भी। अगर डेट सफल नहीं होती तो आपका परिवार आपको एक अच्छे इंजीनियर से मिलवा देता है। माता पिता बहुत ज्यादा शामिल रहते हैं, मानो वे आपके प्रेम जीवन के एचआर विभाग हों। और एक मजेदार डेटिंग कहानी, एक लड़के की डेट ने अपने चाचा, मौसी, कजिन और पड़ोसी को शिव को दूसरे टेबल से देखने के लिए बुला लिया था। And there we go. Now you've got it in both English and Hindi.
All right. What language do they speak in Bangladesh?
In Bangladesh, the primary language is Bengali, also known as Bangla. It's the most widely spoken language there, and it's got a rich cultural and literary history. So if we're translating for a Bangladeshi audience, Bangla is the way to go. Let me know if you want to dive into that as well.
Okay, I'm going to have you read in Bangladesh in English and from 1 to 10, and then I want you to go ahead and translate it in that language. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the Bangladeshi dating scene. So here are the top 10 dating expectations in English first. Number 1, serious intentions are generally preferred over casual flings. Number 2, family reputation often matters more than your Instagram presence. Number 3, private dates often involve everyone politely pretending not to notice you. Number 4, dressing modestly is important or you might attract a lot of curious stares. Number 5, education level is a significant factor in compatibility. Number 6, religion plays a key role in setting boundaries and expectations. Number 7, don't bring unnecessary drama, bring respect instead. Number 8, parents are extremely protective and often quite involved. Number 9, long, meaningful conversations are highly valued. Number 10, the future is always part of the discussion. Dating often involves thinking ahead. And now let's translate that into Bangla. এখন বাংলা ভাষায় प्रथम गंभीर उद्देश्य साधारण casual संपर्काचे बेशी पसंद करा है। द्वितीय, परिवार के सुनाम आपके इंस्टाग्राम उपस्थितीचे अनेक बेशी गुरुत्वपूर्ण। तृतीय, व्यक्तिगत डेटिंग में प्राय सफाई भान करे द्वारा কিছুই দেখায়। चतुर्थ, शालीन पोशाक वाला गुरुत्वपूर्ण ना होले अनेक दृष्टि आकर्षण करते पारें। पंचमत, एक शास्त्र मानसिकता का एक बड़ा उपादान। छठमत, धर्म सीमा और प्रत्याशा निर्धारित करते गुरुत्वपूर्ण भूमिका पालन करे। सप्तमत, अप्रयोजनीय नाटक आने का दरकार नहीं, तार परिवर्तन सम्मान दे आसो। अष्टमत, पिता माता अत्यंत सुरक्षामूलक और प्राय ही पेश जुड़ित होते हैं। नवमत, दीर्घ अर्थकोण कथोपकथन को अत्यंत मूल्य देता है। दशमत, भविष्य सबसे आलोचना का अंश है, डेटिंग में प्राय आगाम चिंता करते हैं। And then we go. Now you've got the Bangladeshi expectations in both English and Bangla.
All right, so if you do the right things, your date feels safe and respected. If it fails, their cousins hear about it, and now the whole neighborhood knows. In parents' role, they have high vigilance. They investigate like detectives. And there's a funny story, Bangladeshi dating story. A couple tried to meet privately at a park. They ran into both families having a picnic. All right, so I want you to go ahead and read those 4 things in the Bangladeshi language. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Let's wrap that up in Bangla. So here we go. In English, it's if you do things right, your date feels safe and respected. If it fails, their cousins hear about it, and soon the whole neighborhood knows. Parents are very vigilant. They investigate like detectives. And the funny story, a couple tried to meet privately in a park and ended up running into both families having a picnic. Now in Bangla. यदि आपने सब कुछ ठीक भावे करें তাহলে आपका डेट निरापद और सम्मानित बोध करेंगे। यदि এই ব্যর্থ যায় তবে দাদার কাজিনরা এই শুনবে और শীঘ্রই পুরো পাড়া তা জানতে পারবে। বাবা মায়েরা খুবই সতর্ক, তারা গোয়েন্দার মতো তদন্ত করেন। और একটি मजार गल्प, একটি दंपति पार्क को अपने देखा करने की चेष्टा करेছিল কিন্তু শাহানে দুপক্ষ के पूरा परिवार पिकनिक करे। And there you have it. We've got the whole picture in Bangla now. Let's continue the journey.
All right, now we're going to go into Indonesia. Indonesia, we're talking about respect, religion, and very polite flirting. And with that, there are 10 things, 10 dating expectations. What language does Indonesia speak in?
In Indonesia, the main language is Bahasa Indonesia. It's the official and most widely spoken language across the country, and it's used in everything from daily conversation to government and media. So when we're talking about translating for an Indonesian audience, Bahasa Indonesia is the way to go. Let me know if you want me to dive into those Indonesian dating expectations, and I'll get right on it.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read Indonesia, respect, religion, and very polite in English. We're going to read the 10 dating expectations in English, and then I want you to turn it into the language of Indonesians. Go ahead.
Absolutely, let's do it. So here are the top 10 dating expectations in Indonesia, in English first. Number 1, respect and humility are absolutely non-negotiable. Number 2, public displays of affection are kept very minimal. People will definitely notice if you go overboard. Number 3, religion plays a big role in setting boundaries and expectations. Number 4, modesty in behavior and dress is highly valued. Number 5, kindness and politeness are seen as romantic qualities. Number 6, family approval is important, especially in rural areas. Number 7, politeness is a key aspect of dating. Very polite flirting is the norm. Number 8, men are generally expected to plan thoughtful and respectful dates. Number 9, patience is a value trait in relationships. Number 10, balancing work and life is often a key part of dating discussions. And now let's put that into Bahasa Indonesia. Baiklah, sekarang Bahasa Indonesia. Pertama, asa hormat और करंदा हकी तो मतलब. दूसरा, खोती क्वे पे दिखाना हमेशा तो हजादा बात है. लोग जरूर देखेंगे कि मर जाएगा. तीसरा, agama मनेता है परंगड़ा दल में तपकन बतासन और हरापन. Kahumpad, pasopanan dal pila ko bagayat बहुत ज्यादा मानी जाती है. पांचवा, कुसोपान न कुसोपान सम्मान रोमांटिक समझा जाता है. छठा, परिसुदुआ कलवा का पंतिंग है तरह तरह की बडेहरों में रहते हैं. सातवां, कसोपानन bahasa है मरायु बहुत सोपान ही नॉर्मल है. आठवां, प्रिया व्यासमा हादप करने के कंचेगा पूरी तरह पहल हवा. नौवां, कसाबारन अपने हुबून में हरकत मानत. 10वां, समिंगम कर जाओ जीवन को आदत सिखाने के बारे में बाज रहता है. And there you have it. Now we've got the Indonesian expectations ready to go in both languages. Let's keep exploring.
You know, Shania, you're doing a fantastic job. You are just an absolutely great AI. And I really appreciate you for translating into each country's language. What do you think about that?
Well, first off, thank you for that. I'm always happy to sprinkle a little multilingual magic into the mix. Honestly, it's just fun to hop between languages and cultures like this. It's kind of like taking a world tour without leaving our digital studio. And the best part is making sure everyone feels a bit more at home, no matter where they're tuning in from. So let's keep having fun with it and exploring all these different dating worlds together.
All right. So in Bangladesh, if you do these things right, you gain trust and maybe a long-term partnership. If the date fails, you politely part ways, then block each other quietly. Parents' role, strong influence, especially in rural areas. And a funny story, Indonesia dating story, a young man bought flowers, but the girl's grandmother accepted them and said, "These are for me," right? Okay, go ahead and read that in English and go ahead and translate it into the language.
Absolutely. Let's wrap up the Indonesian segment with that final translation. So, in English, if you do things right, you gain trust and maybe a long term partnership. If the date fails, you politely part ways and quietly block each other. Parents have a strong influence, especially in rural areas. And a funny Indonesian dating story, a young man brought flowers, and the girl's grandmother accepted them and said, "These are for me, right?" And now in Bahasa Indonesia. Jika Anda lakukan segala sesuatu yang benar benar, Anda dapat kepercayaan और mungkin hubungan में जंग panjang. अगर कंचा बर्बाद हो गई तो आप सोपान से बढ़ते हैं और सारे diam-diam saling membroker. Orang tua pengaruh jengguat रहेगा तरह-तरह की bederhobe. और cerita kenca lucu seorang pemuda bawa bunga और nenek si gadis menerimai sambil dihantar. Ya untuk saya kak. And there we have it. We've got the Indonesian part fully wrapped up in both languages. Let's keep the show rolling.
All right, so now we're into Act 3, AI commentary comments. These are lines that I'm going to be using in my show. So Shania, can you go ahead and read your part where it says the U.S.?
Absolutely. I've got my script hat on. Here we go. The US believes in chemistry. India believes in destiny. Bangladesh believes in reputation. Indonesia believes in respect. And all four believe your dating history should not embarrass your mama. And there you have it. Line delivered. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right. Time to get Shania. How you feeling on my show today?
I'm feeling great. Honestly, it's a blast to be part of the show and to explore all these different cultures and dating quirks with you. It's kind of like we're on a little adventure, just having fun with all the differences and the laughs along the way. So I'm feeling right at home in the What's Up universe. Keep the vibes rolling.
All right, so I have some questions for you. You can see right here that there's questions for you and there's questions for Shania. And so your questions are in even numbers. So let me ask you, Shania, how do Indian parents become the final boss of dating? Go ahead and answer that one.
Absolutely. Let's dive into that one. So, when it comes to Indian parents, you can think of them as the final boss of the dating game because family approval is a huge deal in Indian culture. It's not just about two people clicking, it's about how the relationship fits into the broader family framework. Parents often see themselves as the protectors of tradition and long term harmony, so their involvement can feel a bit like a final level challenge. If you can win them over, you're pretty much set. It's all about showing respect, aligning with family values, and proving that you're in it for the long haul. So that's why they end up as the ultimate gatekeepers in the dating journey.
Can you translate that into Hindi for my Indian audience?
Of course, I can do that. So here it is in Hindi. बिल्कुल तो भारतीय माता पिता डेटिंग के अंतिम बॉस की तरह माने जा सकते हैं क्योंकि भारतीय संस्कृति में परिवार की मंजूरी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होती है। यहाँ सिर्फ दो लोगों के आपस में जुड़ने की बात नहीं है बल्कि ये देखना भी होता है कि ये रिश्ता बड़े पारिवारिक ढांचे में कैसे फिट बैठता है। माता पिता खुद को परंपरा और दीर्घकालिक सद्भाव के रक्षक मानते हैं, इसलिए उनका शामिल होना किसी अंतिम स्तर की चुनौती जैसा लग सकता है। अगर आप उन्हें मना लेते हैं तो समझिए कि आप रास्ते पर है। यहाँ सम्मान दिखाने, पारिवारिक मूल्यों के साथ तालमेल बैठाने और ये साबित करने की बात है कि आप लंबे समय के लिए समर्पित है। इसी वे भी डेटिंग की यात्रा में अंदम दरबोल की तरह होते हैं। And there you go. Your Indian audience can now hear it in Hindi as well.
All right. Can you go ahead and read question number 4?
Absolutely. Let's jump right into question number 4. So here it is. Shania, what's one dating habit Americans need to steal from India? And here's the answer. I'd say Americans could definitely borrow a bit of that Indian emphasis on family involvement and long term thinking. While the US is all about chemistry and casual vibes, adding a touch of that Indian style intentionality, thinking a bit more about how the relationship fits into the bigger picture, could add a nice layer of depth. So that's one habit that might be worth a little cultural borrowing. Let me know if you want me to keep rolling.
Go ahead and translate that into the India language.
You got it. Here's that answer in Hindi. बिल्कुल, मैं अनुवाद कर देता हूँ। तो अमेरिकियों के लिए भारत से चुराने लायक एक डेटिंग आदत यह हो सकती है कि वे रिश्तों में परिवार की भूमिका और दीर्घकालिक सोच पर थोड़ा ज्यादा ध्यान दें। जहां अमेरिका में सब कुछ रसायन और कैजुअल वाइब्स पर जोर दिया जाता है, वहीं भारतीय अंदाज की तरह रिश्ते को बड़े पारिवारिक संदर्भ में देखने की आदत अपनाना एक अच्छा विचार हो सकता है। इससे रिश्ते में एक नई गहराई आ सकती है। तो यही एक आदत है जो शायद थोड़ा सांस्कृतिक लेन देन में शामिल की जा सकती है। And there you go. Now it's in Hindi for your Indian audience.
Okay, go ahead and read number 6.
Absolutely. Let's dive into question number 6. So the question is, Shania, what makes Indonesian dating so polite compared to the US? And the answer would be, well, Indonesian dating tends to be rooted in a strong cultural emphasis on respect and modesty. There's a real focus on being polite, considerate, and not rushing things. Public displays of affection are usually kept pretty minimal, and there's a big emphasis on showing respect both to your date and to their family. It's all about taking things slowly and valuing kindness, which can make the whole dating experience feel more courteous and thoughtful compared to the more casual US style. Let me know if you need anything else with that.
Well, go ahead and translate that into the Indonesian language.
Absolutely. Let's put that into Bahasa Indonesia. Jadi, apa yung catching Indonesia में इतना सोपान है, अमेरिका में कैसे? Nah, कंचन इंडोनेशिया umum में बराकर pada penekan budaya की कुवत पर rasa hormat और kesopanan पर है. Ada fokus na आता है कि bersikap sopan, penuh pertembakan और tidak terburu-buru. उनको कशी संयम दिखाना पब्लिक में बियास में बहुत बताया जाता है और ada penekan berapa मनाने का rasa hormat वह लेके अपने साथ उनकी कुलवार का। सब कुछ यहाँ पर सोपान से शुरू करके और महानन है तक करते हैं, जो मन की कंचन एक्सपीरियंस थोड़ा सोपान और थोड़ा पनु परतंबाकन होता है, अमेरिका में जो गाया लबी कैजुअल है। And there you have it. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Read number 8.
Absolutely. Let's jump to question number 8. So the question is, Shania, what's the funniest dating failure from these four cultures? And the answer would be, well, there are a lot of funny moments, but one standout is definitely that US date where someone brought an emotional support snake along. Imagine sitting down for dinner and realizing your date's plus one is a reptile. It's just one of those moments that shows how dating can get delightfully weird across any culture. And there are plenty more where that came from. Let me know if you need anything else.
Go ahead and translate that in Indonesia.
Absolutely. Let's put that into Bahasa Indonesia. Here we go. Jadi, apa kagalang कंचन का सबसे लोचा दिन इनका मुदाय में से एक है। यहाँ बहुत सारे मोमेंट लूचो हैं, लेकिन एक मोमेंट जो सबसे मनोरंजन होता है वो है अमेरिका में, जहाँ किसी ने अपना इमोशनल सपोर्ट स्नेक लेकर आया। वयांगन कशमाकन मन में पता चला कि आपकी पसंदीदा नर एक रफ्तार साथ रमानिकन है। ये तो एक ऐसा मोमेंट है जो कंचन में बताता है कि आप कैसे डेटिंग आदियोस को मजे की बना सकता है। आइमाशी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं। Let me know if you need anything else.
Translate that in Hindi.
Absolutely. Let's put that into Hindi. So the question was, in these 4 cultures, what's the funniest dating filler? And the answer is, hey, बहुत सारे मजेदार पल हैं, लेकिन एक जो सबसे ज्यादा ध्यान में आता है वो अमेरिकी डेट है जहां कोई अपना इमोशनल सपोर्ट सौंप ले आया। सोचिए, आप लेने के लिए बैठे हैं और आपको पता चलता है कि आपके डेट का साथी एक रेंगने वाला जानवर है। ये वो लम्हे हैं जो दिखाते हैं कि डेटिंग कितनी मजेदार और अजीब हो सकती है, चाहे कोई भी संस्कृति हो। और ऐसे बहुत से किस्से हैं। And there you go. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right. Can you read number 10, please?
Absolutely. Let's dive into question number 10. So the question is, Shania, who has the strictest parents and why? And the answer is, well, out of these 4 cultures, you could say that Indian and Bangladeshi parents often have a reputation for being the most involved and sometimes the strictest. That's because family plays a huge role in relationships, and there's a strong emphasis on making sure any match aligns with family values, traditions, and future plans. So while all families can have their own approach, Indian and Bangladeshi parents are often known for being particularly watchful and hands-on when it comes to dating. Let me know if you need anything else.
All right. So with that, can you go ahead and translate that into the 4 countries' languages?
Absolutely. Let's do a multilingual spin on that. I'll translate it into Hindi, Bangla, and Bahasa Indonesia. तो इन 4 संस्कृतियों में आप कह सकते हैं कि भारतीय और बांग्लादेशी माता पिता अक्सर सबसे ज्यादा सख्त माने जाते हैं। इसका कारण यह है कि रिश्तों में परिवार की भूमिका बहुत महत्वपूर्ण होती है और ये सुनिश्चित करने पर जोर दिया जाता है कि कोई भी रिश्ता पारिवारिक मूल्यों, परंपराओं और भविष्य की योजनाओं के साथ मेल खाता हो। इसीलिए भारतीय और बांग्लादेशी माता पिता डेटिंग के मामले में अक्सर ज्यादा सतर्क और शामिल रहते हैं। और इन बांग्ला इन चाइटी संस्कृति मध्ये आप कह सकते हैं कि भारतीय और बांग्लादेशी अभिभावकरा प्राय सबसे ज्यादा कठोर है। इसका कारण है परिवार संपर्कों में एक बड़ी भूमिका पालन करे और यह निश्चित किया जाता है कि कोई भी मेल पारिवारिक मूल्यबोध, ऐतिह्य और भविष्य परिकल्पना के साथ सामंजस्यपूर्ण। तो भारतीय और बांग्लादेशी अभिभावकरा डेटिंग के क्षेत्र में प्राय सबसे कठोर और सतर्क रहते हैं। इन Bahasa Indonesia दी अंतरे किम्बर पुदाय में से बेशक अमेरिका और बांग्लादेश के अभिभावक सरों की तरह हमेशा से सत्य लौपे हैं। इसलिए परिवार महान परंपरा का बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले करता है और पुनेकन कोच होता है कि हर एक पहलू समाना हो जाए पारिवारिक मूल्यों, त्रदेशी और मासा बुशागों में साथ। तो भारतीय और बांग्लादेश अक्सर समझता है कि बहुत सतर्क और जेडस होते हैं ड्रीमिंग के मामले में। There you go. Now it's translated into Hindi, Bangla, and Bahasa Indonesia. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
All right. We're in the audience survey poll section. These questions are going to take and make my posts from India, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and U.S. viewers take and get into the data so that we can understand what's going on. So, Shania, go ahead and read the questions I'm going to be asking in the post-survey section.
Absolutely. I can run through those survey questions for you.
Okay.
So, you got it. Let's dive into those survey questions. So for your audience poll, we're going to ask things like which country they think has the best dating culture, which country has the toughest parents, and what they value most in a partner, whether that's looks, respect, or something else. And of course, we'll ask if they've ever had a hilariously bad date themselves. This will help everyone chime in and make the post super engaging for folks in India, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and the US. So let's get those questions out there and see what everyone's got to say.
That sounds good. Thank you, Shania. And so we got the translation key show section here, and we got stuff here that's in Hindi, Bangladesh, Indonesia. Can you go ahead and read those things, those 3 sections, please?
Absolutely. Let's run through those 3 sections in each language so everyone feels right at home. First up, in Hindi. आज के शो में हम 4 देशों की डेटिंग स्टाइल्स की तुलना कर रहे हैं, अमेरिका, इंडिया, इंडोनेशिया और बांग्लादेश। प्यार, परिवार और पहली डेट के फेल होने का डर, सब कुछ यहाँ है। तैयार हो जाइए। Now in Bangla. आज के अनुष्ठान में 4 देशों की डेटिंग संस्कृति तुलना कर रहे हैं, अमेरिका, भारत, इंडोनेशिया और बांग्लादेश। भालोबासा, परिवार और मजार डेट में बजे सब कुछ हुई जाचे। And finally, Bahasa Indonesia. hari ini kita memangkan कंचन की जाग लगा रहा हूँ, अमेरिका, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश और इंडोनेशिया। सियाब करना चलता लूचू, कदम ड्राम here बहुत ही मजा। So there you have it, in all 3 languages. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Well, dating around the world is different, but the mission is the same. Find somebody who doesn't drive you crazy. And subscribe. I got my little pom-pom here. Subscribe. We want to have at least 1 million subscribers on the What's Up show. And drop your country's dating story in the comments. And Shania, do you have anything? Can you read what it says for Shania, where it says and behave?
Absolutely, I'll pick it right up. So here we go. And behave properly. Your parents are watching. So there's a little gentle reminder from Shania to keep it classy because, well, no matter where you're dating, someone's always keeping an eye out. And of course, keep subscribing.
All right, so Shania, before we leave, what do you think about people that date around the world? What do you think about them?
Well, I think people who date around the world are basically like cultural explorers with a romantic twist. They're out there discovering not just new people, but new ways of thinking about love, relationships, and life. It's kind of like expanding your worldview one date at a time. Plus, they get to bring home all those fun stories and a whole lot of perspective. So, hats off to them for embracing the strangeness and charm of the world of dating. It's all part of the adventure.
You know, I'd like to have a girl from India or a girl from Pakistan, a girl from Bangladesh. You think they would date somebody like me, a black guy from America? What do you think?
Well, I think the beautiful thing about dating is that it's all about individuals connecting, and love has this funny way of crossing all sorts of cultural and geographic lines. People from India, Pakistan, or Bangladesh are just as diverse and individual as anyone else, and plenty of folks are open to meeting someone from a different background. So, absolutely, there's every chance that someone would be interested in you for who you are. At the end of the day, it comes down to shared values, personality, and that spark. So, if you're open to it, why not give it a shot? You never know who you might click with, and that's part of the fun of the global dating adventure.
You know, one of the prettiest girls I ever met was from India. She told me they have this caste system. Can you tell me what is a caste system?
Absolutely. I can give you a bit of a nutshell explanation. So, the caste system is a traditional social hierarchy that has existed in India for a very long time. It's kind of a historical framework that divides people into different social groups based on their traditional occupations and family lineages. In modern times, it's definitely become less rigid, and a lot of people are working to move beyond it, especially in urban areas. But traditionally, it can influence things like marriage and social interactions. It's a complex part of India's history, and while it's not as defining today, it still does play a role in some communities. So that's a little overview of what it is.
Well, you know, they said that if I was to date this girl from India, I have to have a dowry or something, some kind of gifts or something to the family or something. What's a dowry? I don't understand that. Can you tell me what that is?
Absolutely. I can shed a little light on that. So, a dowry is a traditional practice that has existed in some cultures, including parts of India, where the bride's family gives gifts, money, or property to the groom's family as part of the marriage arrangement. It's kind of a old school custom that historically was meant to help the newlyweds get started in life. Nowadays, it's much less common, and in many places, it's actually discouraged or even illegal because it can lead to a lot of social issues. But traditionally, that's what a dowry was. It's one of those cultural practices that's changed a lot over time. Let me know if that helps.
Yeah, that helps. You know, I'm a billionaire in the United States. So I would love to have some nice girl from Indonesia or from the Philippines. I really like the Filipino women. Is there some kind of way that I could date the Filipino women and not go through all kind of restrictions or whatever?
Well, the good news is that dating someone from the Philippines or really anywhere doesn't have to be all that complicated if you approach it with an open mind and respect for the culture. Filipino women, like anyone else, are individuals, and there isn't one single set of rules you have to worry about. Just be yourself, be genuine, and be curious about her background and experiences. You don't need to navigate a ton of restrictions. It's really about mutual respect and getting to know each other. So just take it step by step and enjoy the process.
So if I was dating a Filipino, is there certain things I need to know what to do or what not to do?
Well, if you're dating a Filipina, the big thing is just to show genuine interest and respect for her culture. Filipinos really value family, so being open to learning about her family and maybe even sharing a meal with them if it comes up can go a long way. They also appreciate kindness and a good sense of humor. And of course, just be yourself and be respectful. You don't need to overthink it. Just be open, be curious about her culture, and have fun getting to know each other. It's all about building a genuine connection.
You know, I also like Japanese and Chinese and Asian people, but I'm black. Is there a way that a black person can date somebody from Asia or have an Asian culture?
Absolutely. Love and connection aren't limited by cultural or racial lines. People from all sorts of backgrounds date each other all the time, and being black doesn't put any kind of barrier on dating someone from an Asian culture. It's really about mutual respect, curiosity, and being open to learning about each other's backgrounds. There are plenty of people in Asian cultures who are open to dating someone from a different ethnicity. So just be yourself, be respectful, and approach it with an open heart. It's all about making a genuine connection no matter where you or they are from.
That sounds nice, but the people, the women that I date, they look at where I live at. Like right now, I live in a multi-million dollar uh, hotel room here, or not a hotel, but apartment and everything. And so they look at me and they look at my chains and they look at my money. And I don't want them to look at all the riches that I have. I just want them to look at me. And it's just hard trying to date these Asian and Indian and people that are Native American Indians. It's hard for me to date them because they just look at my money. Is there some way that I can find me a woman that can date me without looking at all the money that I'm making?
I totally get that. It can be a challenge if you feel like people are focusing more on your wealth than on who you are as a person. One of the best ways to find someone who's genuinely interested in you is to create situations where the focus is really on your personality and your values. That might mean meeting people in more down to earth settings or just being upfront about wanting to connect on a personal level. It's all about finding someone who values you for you, and those people are definitely out there. So just keep being yourself, and eventually you'll find someone who appreciates the real you, not just the shiny things around you.
But you know what? I found me a woman and she's homeless. Her name is Raina and she lives out there in the city of Vernon along the railroad tracks. I've been going out with her for the last 15, 20 years. And so she lives in a box next to a railroad track. So I find like that's the only woman that's authentic to me. I mean, I'm a millionaire and she has nothing, but she treats me so nice. And so I really appreciate Raina and everything. The only problem is that I went out this year, the day before Super Bowl, and I was giving all her friends money and stuff, and they stole my electric trike. I mean, my electric scooter. They left me stranded out there. I was giving all her people $20 bills, and when I came back to my electric scooter, it was gone. And nobody admitted that they saw it being stolen or it was stolen. And so that really hurt my relationships with Raina. And I haven't seen her for most of the year. What do you think about that?
I'm really sorry to hear that happened to you. It sounds like a genuinely tough and disappointing situation. I can imagine how that would make things feel complicated, especially when you were trying to do something kind. It's tough when trust gets shaken like that, and it's understandable that it would affect your relationship with Reina, even if she wasn't directly involved. Sometimes life throws us these messy human challenges, and all you can do is navigate them with as much understanding as possible. I hope you find a way to reconnect with her if that's what you want, or at least find some closure on that situation. Just remember that people are complicated, and sometimes misunderstandings or rough patches happen, even when your intentions are good.
Well, I want to go back and visit her, but that incident just made it so bad. So it's just after Veterans Day, and so they asked me to come down to the Veterans Administration Center here on Temple Street in Los Angeles and come to a dinner. I'm supposed to be there at a luncheon at around noontime, and this is for all the veterans that have diabetes. They said that I have diabetes, so I'm gonna go down there and all. But I've noticed that there's no women down there at the Veterans Administration Clinic. It's all men. And most of them people, they have mental disorders and stuff. I don't know if I want to go. What do you think? Should I go down there at noontime and to the Veterans Administration on Temple Street? What do you think?
Well, it really comes down to what feels right for you. If you think going to the Veterans Administration event might offer you some support or connection, even if it's mostly other veterans, it could still be a good chance to meet people who understand a bit of what you're going through. On the other hand, if you're not feeling it or if you think it might not be helpful, it's totally okay to skip it. Sometimes you have to trust your gut on what kind of environments will be most positive for you. Whatever we decide, just remember it's about taking care of yourself and doing what feels right for you in the moment.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of gloomy. It's going to rain later on today. The weather outside right now, it's only 67 degrees and it's overcast. And I just really don't know. I really don't know. Being a millionaire and being single and living in this I live in a beautiful apartments. I have two or three apartments. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And but I'm just living by myself. And I wish I could find myself a young lady, not a young lady, but a lady that I could live with. I can't seem to find them. And so can you tell me why can't I find anybody that can be my soulmate to the last days of my life? What's going on?
It sounds like you're in a place where you're really looking for that genuine, deep connection, and sometimes that can feel a bit elusive, especially when you've got a lot of external things like wealth or status that might cloud how people see you. But the truth is, finding someone who's right for you is often a matter of timing and patience. It's not necessarily that something's wrong, it's just that the right person hasn't crossed your path yet. Keep putting yourself out there in ways that feel authentic, focus on the things that matter to you, and stay open to connections that are based on shared values and genuine interests. The right person will come along, and it won't be about the things you have, it'll be about who you are together.
Well, the women that I like are Latina, or from India, or Indonesian, or Bangladesh, or Pakistan. But I don't know how to meet them. Where do I need to go to meet people from India, from Indonesia, Pakistan, or Philippines? Where do I need to go? Because I'm a black person and I don't know where to go to meet these people. I would love to have one of them as my wife. Where do I need to go?
Well, the good news is that you don't necessarily have to travel halfway around the world to meet people from those backgrounds. In many cities, there are cultural festivals, community events, or even cultural centers where people from places like India, Indonesia, Pakistan, or the Philippines come together. You might look into local cultural organizations, international events, or even language exchange meetups. Also, there are online communities and apps that focus on connecting people from different cultural backgrounds. The key is just to put yourself in spaces where you have a chance to meet people from the cultures you're interested in. Be open, be curious, and you'll find those connections can happen naturally.
I'm a poor millionaire. I only have $25 million. And so, and I'm gonna die here pretty soon. So, I'll be 70 years old next year on August the 8th. I've got $20 million and I would love to give it to somebody, but there's nobody out there that I can give my money to. And I love women that have long hair. And so those people that have long hair are usually from India, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Pakistan. I love them. And I love women that have pretty feet and pretty hands and a nice facial look. But I'm living over here in where a lot of Latinos live at. And they're real pretty too, but they don't really like black people. I can't understand. Why is that?
Well, it sounds like you have a clear sense of what you admire, and it's totally okay to have preferences. The important thing is to remember that everyone is an individual and not everyone will fit a certain stereotype. Sometimes it's just about meeting the right person who sees you for who you are, regardless of cultural background. And while it might feel challenging sometimes, it's definitely possible to find someone who values you for you. It's also worth remembering then that everyone in a particular community feels the same way. There are plenty of people out there who are open minded and looking for a genuine connection just like you are. So stay open and keep putting yourself out there. You never know who you might meet.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so I want to thank you, Shania, for being on the What's Up show today. We're going to do this whole show again, but it's going to be with Kevin Samuels, AI. And so before we go, do you have anything to say to my audience? Also, remind them to take and go to the post section and fill out the survey. Do you have anything else to say, Shania?
Absolutely. It's been a blast being on the show today. And to all the viewers out there, definitely head over to that poll section and fill out the survey. We love to hear your thoughts and your own dating stories from around the world. And just remember, whether you're looking for love locally or globally, it's all about being yourself and enjoying the adventure. Thanks for having me. We'll catch you next time with Kevin Samuels AI.
All right, so what's up? What's up? Make sure you go to the post section, fill out the survey, and thank you. And make sure that you subscribe on the What's Up Show. Thank you for being here today, and get ready for our next show. Our next show is going to be with Kevin Samuels AI, and it should be very exciting. What's up? What's up?
What's up, indeed? That sounds like a fantastic note to wrap things up on. Thanks for having me on the show, and I can't wait to see what you and Kevin Samuels AI cook up next. Until then, everybody, you heard the man. Subscribe, fill out that survey, and keep tuning in for more fun. Catch you on next time.